Welcome to Let's Talk Investing, a co-production of the Globe and Mail and the Investor Education Fund. I'm Rob Carrick, personal finance columnist at the Globe and Mail. And with me is Angela Self. Angela is co-host of the Smart Cookies program on the W Network.
Yes.
Angela and I are going to talk about saving money. Angela, what's your sense of how much the average family can cut their spending without making a drastic change in their lifestyle?
Well, that's the key, I think, not making these drastic changes because they're hard to stick to. But on our show, we work with a lot of families, and we find where they're spending the most money is in the miscellaneous spending and on groceries.
So how do you cut back? What do you do?
Well, I think with miscellaneous, the first thing to do is to go through your expenses. And it sounds like it's time consuming, but it's definitely worth it to say, do we need our landline? Can we bundle our cell phones? What can we do to really cut some costs here? And especially when it comes to groceries.
Okay, it sounds like you're talking about budgeting. That's a controversial subject because some financial people think it's a complete waste of time and others think it's a good regimen to get into to control your spending. What's your view?
Well, our view is that it's a great idea, but we say budget is a smart cookie swear word because it has such a negative connotation. And it's really important to know your numbers, what's coming in and what's going out, but we like to call it a spending plan or an abundance plan. So it's how you're thinking about your money, and it's more positive as opposed to budget, which is kind of negative.
Okay, what are some money saving tips that have worked for you?
Well, I think the first thing for us was starting a money group, and that's something that anyone can do.
What is a money group?
So essentially, the five of us came together to hold each other accountable, to help each other stay on track, celebrate success.
Group,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a financial support group, and I think now more than ever, we need the financial support group to help us stay on track.
Can a family have its own money support group?
That's a great idea, actually. If families want to start a money support group, and even with other families, so you're sharing resources and ideas, maybe, child care, dog sitting, whatever it may be.
Okay, now what ideas have some of the, do you think a family group could come up with in order, like you talk about some pooling possibilities there, what other options are there out there for cutting your spending as we head into this terrible recession?
Right. Well, I think as we mentioned, we find a lot of families are overspending on their grocery shopping. So it's as easy as taking a few minutes every week to create a plan for yourself so you're not going to the store and going crazy and putting everything in your cart or going to the big box warehouses. You go in for certain items, you're coming out with electronics. So it's just kind of having a plan and being smart and more focused on where your money's going.
Last question. A lot of people start hearing all this talk and they think that's it for all my sort of rewards in life. Is that so? Does it have to be like that?
It doesn't have to be like that. I mean, Smart Cookies set aside $100 every week for that's your guilt-free spending. So, it's whatever works within your plan, but you can't deprive yourself of everything or you'll never stay on course.
So you have a little fun money and you leave it at that.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks a lot, Angela.